Good morning, YouTube. This is Rockin' Robin here, and I think it's August 21st, mid-morning, and I am coming to you to go a little bit more about the clean eating video that I talked about a couple of days ago. And I just wanted to expound on it a little bit. Somebody asked me a question, what's the hardest meal for me? And I think the hardest meal before surgery used to be breakfast. The easiest meal after surgery is breakfast for me now. The easiest meal before surgery was lunch. Now that's the hardest meal. Did I say that right? The hardest meal before surgery was breakfast. The easiest meal was lunch. And now it's the other way around. The easiest meal for me is breakfast, and the hardest meal is lunch and sometimes dinner. And the reason being is because of the disposition of my pouch. No pun intended. I start my eating at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I know that sounds crazy, but I have to get up and have a piece of cheese or some yogurt or something to prep my stomach for eating for the day. If I don't do that, then I'm not going to be I notice that my eating does not go well. I only eat Fahey 0% now. I used to eat 2%, but my cholesterol was a little high, so I'm cutting back on everything except my morning cheese. I'm cutting back on the cheeses during the day. What I have learned, because I research people that have done this before me, and I research people that just started what they eat. And what I've noticed is that you have to set a good foundation for your eating habits, because I noticed that the people that are farther out, the ones that still check in, are the ones that consciously maintain a eating pattern and a thought pattern about their eating. The people that don't really talk about their eating pattern, I don't see much of them. Either they're gone on and it's just 1, 2, 3, or I really don't know. But what I've noticed, that since I started this journey, I've always had trouble eating. That's because I had trouble eating before. I would binge eat McDonald's, whatever I would cook, spaghetti, and then I wouldn't eat for 2 or 3 days, and then I would, after 3 days, eat a bag of potato chips, and that would be not considered a meal, but what I would consider a meal. So what I try to do now, my nut told me to eat every 4 hours. That doesn't work for me because I can't eat the 3 ounces of protein that's recommended. I still eat very little food. I may be able to get 3 ounces with everything I eat. So I try to eat one meal where I only eat 3 ounces of meat, like fish. Fish is the easiest thing for me to get down. Chicken is the second easiest. Beef and pork, yeah, no. I have to be really in the mood to eat beef or pork. And if I do eat beef or pork, I'm going to pay for it, because one stops me and one goes me, and neither one of them are pretty. So I try to make a conscious effort to stick to the rules to get as much protein in, because I notice when I eat my protein, I feel better. I also notice that maybe every 3 weeks I have to break up the monotony and get some good carbs in, because that takes me out of a fog. If I eat too many proteins, I get like in a fog, and I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates. So it's just a balancing act between your body. I also notice that when I eat as close to original foods, meaning non-packaged and prepped foods, then I also feel better. And you can do things on the go. Like, for example, I found that my favorite cereal in the world, Fiber One, was good, but it was not as good as I could get in the morning. And I just want to get as much greatness in the morning so my day could go better. So what I started doing, I saw this guy, Yuri something, and he was giving examples of cereals. He said you can make your own cereal. And I noticed nothing he said had like flakes in it. So One of my favorite cereals in the morning now is almond milk, raspberries, not raspberry, blueberries, walnuts, a little chia seed, a little flax seed, but basically nuts, berries, and the almond milk. And it doesn't visually say cereal, but when you put it in your mouth, it says cereal all up and down, baby, and it's so good, and it's good to your tummy. Another cereal that I eat are a lot of seeds, flax seed, pumpkin seed, chia seeds. You have to be careful with those and not eat a lot. Maybe, this much in a cup, because all of those blow up, or they're very, very scratchy through your system. So if you're not at the point where you can eat nuts and berries and stuff like that, then I wouldn't suggest it. But it just works out for me because it makes me feel so much better, and the eating is good eating. It's clean eating. Your mouth is happy. Your stomach is happy. Miss Sleevy, I realized that she just doesn't like processed foods anymore. It's like the part of the stomach that like the processed foods got cut out and taken away. So she was always trying to tell me when I was eating certain things, like, yeah, no, I don't like that. So I hear her, I understand, and I'm trying to eat better. I feel better. My skin looks better. I don't have as much gurgling in my stomach. My bowel movements are still kind of quasi. I'm trying to figure out how to get that on the right thing. I think stress still has a lot to do with it because of my working situation. But I'm just going to pray on that and let that lie where it lies. So my thing to you is I am going to delve more into the clean eating, because like for breakfast I would eat the various nuts and stuff. I'm trying to experiment with that, and it's doing wonders for me. I'm eating more fish, tuna. I'm trying to get my some carbs in, maybe one or two carbs, one or two vegetables, good carbs. And I notice when I do vegetables at night, and I know I'm not supposed to do that because I'm supposed to try to focus on protein, but if I do like some steamed asparagus or some steamed broccoli, I know broccoli's gases, but I don't have a lot of problem with food gas. I just have a lot of problem with gas in particular. So, I really do want to get eating better. I think eating is the key. I think once you take out the complex carbohydrates, the sugars, the processed foods, that's just my advice to you. I know some people can't go without, and I see some of these recipes, and it's no offense, people, but if I ate that, I couldn't eat that when I wasn't doing surgery. And the simpler the recipe, the better it is for you. When you got layered and wrapped and this and that and the other, unless you got some asparagus on top of some broccoli, or on top of some quinoa, or on top of just something that's going to be light and healthy, some nuts. I ate a meal the other day. I stir fried some mushrooms, some almonds, and some broccoli with some garlic and some canola oil, just a tab of canola oil. Baby, let me tell you, that was so delicious. I only took out maybe 2 ounces, but I ate it slow. It went down well. It just meshed in my stomach. The nuts did what they had to do. Just figure out ways of eating. Figure out things that taste good. Stir fry things. Put a lot of vegetables and a lot of, mushrooms are good because they taste like meat. So you might want to substitute beef and broccoli for mushrooms and broccoli. Very good. It's just so many things that I've learned that I used to do that I enjoy more now, because I used to stir fry stuff, but I used to get a big piece of bread to eat with it, or make some cornbread, or go get French roll from the store and butter it up. And now I'm learning that those things, now every now and then for breakfast, what I will do is I will go get a French baguette. I will slice it off at an angle. I will put it on my, oh, that's another thing, the George Foreman grill. I cook everything. I cook salmon, I cook eggs, I cook everything on that George Foreman grill. It's quicker, The food tastes better. The seasonings are crisper. I don't know what it is. Maybe that closed in steam thing. So I suggest everybody invest in one of them, because they're not very much now, but it's well worth it. I'm going on a trip in a couple of weeks, well, next week, and I'm going to take that with me. I also purchased, I don't know if I told you guys, the Vitamix. I had a sample of that at Costco, so I found it on QVC for like $150 less, so I ordered it. And I noticed that my bullet is good, but what she did, she made some coffee, and it had spinach, carrots, banana, coffee, and chocolate. So a little chocolate powder, like Swiss Mix or something. And she made a coffee. It was absolutely the best thing I have ever in my life tasted in or out of Starbucks. So I'm going to start messing around with that. I think from this point on, my weight loss is good. If you guys want to ask questions about what I'm doing, I exercise like a fiend. I exercise 7 days a week, some type of exercise. Even if I just do my strength training, I'm back on my elliptical machine. I got it all plugged up and working. So I try to walk at least 3 times a week. My ankle is not doing as good as I want it to. I'm going for an MRI next week. But I am going to work through my ankle, because the walking made me feel better. It helped with my digestive system. You have to move, newbies. Start moving now. Start moving at a level. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself every week. If you want to get this weight off quickly, challenge yourself every week. If eating is a problem, then supplement it with exercise. If eating is a problem, then supplement it with drinking more water. Whatever the problem is, you can get around it. Whatever, no excuses. Don't feel sorry for yourself. If you're not losing weight, just block it out. If you're consistent, committed, and disciplined, you will have progress, period. But you cannot whine, and don't take no offense. You cannot complain. You did not gain all of this weight overnight, so you're not going to lose it overnight. I was really bummed out with myself because I wasn't losing what I wanted to, but the Jamaican saying, I don't know how to say it perfectly, but every little drop in the bucket counts. Every drop fills up the bucket. So you may not notice it, but if you lose a pound here, an eighth of a pound, because that's how I was losing. And then I woke up one morning, I was 101.2 pounds down, and everything else did not matter. So my advice to you guys is just be consistent, be committed, and be disciplined, and progress will come. You have to, for at least the first 6 months, first year, you have to be committed to this process. You have to be committed to this journey. You have to devote 10 to 12 hours a day to doing it right. And then the other, whatever hours, sleep and work and just go about your business. But you have to, a lot of people don't exercise. Just think what would happen if you did exercise. Just think what would happen if for like 30 days you put in one concerted effort to just the first week of the 4 weeks to go to a challenge, then go to the next challenge, then push yourself. I started off with not being able to walk a half a mile, then I was walking a mile, now I'm up to 5 miles. I started off by working out twice a week, then I moved it up to 4 times a week, then I moved it up to 7 times a week. My fitness challenges, I do them all by myself. I don't know who's out there doing them with me, but they keep me accountable. I don't have a computer. This is my computer. When I cut it on, it won't do anything. It will come up. It'll bring me back to the Yahoo screen, and then it'll just be connecting, and I need to get it taken care of because I start classes soon, and I need my computer, or I need a tablet or something. But I just wanted to come to you guys today. Most of my talks will be on eating, food choices, exercise, keeping it real, keeping it close to the heart, literally. I feel phenomenal. My eyes are hurting. For some reason, I think I need to go to the eye doctor because it's getting harder and harder to see without these. And these are from Walmart. I was going to say Woolworth. Remember Woolworth? These are from Walmart or Walgreens. So I need to go get my eyes checked and get it done properly. So this is Rockin' Robin here, signing off, saying I love you guys. You guys motivate me. You know, I just love talking to everyone out there in the cyber world about my journey. And like I said, if you have any questions, please subscribe. Please ask me. No question is too big. No question is too small. And no question is ever dumb. If you want to know the answer to it, you have to find it out. So the only way to do that is to ask. Love you guys. Mean it. Later. Peace.